Okay, guys, so what I want to do today is I want to focus just completely on map coordinates. So, like I was saying in your daily geography recently, map coordinates, this is what Google Maps uses. Whenever if you see somebody on their phone and they're trying to get someplace, they're going to Google Maps, and Google Maps is doing what you're getting ready to do with these lines of latitude and longitude. Okay? So today what we're going to do with this map that you've seen before from the last daily geography is we are going to find the coordinates, the lines of latitude and longitude, the coordinates for each of the capitals. So let me just point out some of the capitals, okay? So we've got, I'm going to put a shape around them. So we've got Perth right here. Now you notice that completely, we don't want that. We want that transparent. So we've got Perth right there. Let me put a little border weight on that so we can see it. Make that border weight a different color. Okay, so we've got Perth. All right. Now let me copy that. And then I will paste that over the next capital. Then we have Darwin. Okay. And we have Adelaide. We've got Melbourne. Need to make that a little bit bigger to fit. We have Brisbane. Make that a little bit bigger to fit. And we have Sydney right here. Sydney, Australia. Most people have heard of this. And we have, let's do the last one here. We've got Canberra, which is the Australian Capital Territory. Okay. Oh, we have one more. Do you guys see it? Do you see the last one? There it is, Tasmania. We've got one in Tasmania from the Tasmanian Devil, Hobart. Okay, so these are our capitals. Now, what I want you to do, and we're going to do one of these together, is I want you to find the capital's coordinates. Okay, so let's do the Perth together because it's just right there, separated from all these other guys. So let's just do this one together. Okay, Perth. So if I was trying to find the coordinates for Perth, I would look at these lines of latitude and longitude. Now I will tell you, you always use lines of latitude first. Now what do you notice? Which line of latitude is Perth closest to? Well, if I'm looking at Perth, it's closest to 30 degrees south, which is right here. Okay, so 30 degrees south, let me put a text box around that. 30 degrees south is right there. And then what line? That's the line of latitude. Latitude, flatitude. And lines of latitude are always either going to be south or north. Now, if you're thinking of Australia, Australia is completely below the equator, so it is in the southern hemisphere. So I mean, all these lines of latitude are going to have an S next to them standing for south. Okay? So, it's near the 30 degrees south. Now, what line of longitude is Perth closest to? Well, if you said 120 degrees east, you're right. Okay? Now, is it exactly on 30 degrees south or exactly on 120 degrees east? No. That's where we have to do a little estimating. Okay? So what line of latitude, what imaginary line of latitude is Perth really on? Well, it's not on 30 degrees south exactly. It's definitely not on 40 degrees south, but it is in between, but closer to 30 degrees south. So if it's in between 30 and 40, and right in the middle, if I draw a line right in the middle of 30 and 40, that's about right here. See that line? Well, if that's 35, 30, 35, 40, then what is Perth, do you think? Well, I'm going to say it's probably right about 32. Are we okay with that? So I would say if I made a text box, which you guys will do, I would say, you can make that as big as you need it. Whoops. Put that text box back in there. I would say it's 32 degrees south, and you always put lines of latitude first. So 32 degrees south, and I don't know how to put that little degree symbol on there. If you guys can figure that out, let me know. But I would say it's 32 degrees south, comma. Now, Australia is completely in the eastern hemisphere, so you're going to notice all the lines of longitude will have an E after them. That stands for east. So as I'm looking at this, it's near the 120 degree, I'll draw a line there as I'm talking. It's near this line right here, 120 degrees east. But it's not exactly on it. But what do we know? If we're going to the left of the 120 degrees east, we're going down in number, right? Because here's 150 over here, 140 right here, 130 right here, and we're still going down 120. So we know Perth, if it's on this imaginary line of longitude, right here, we know that's going to be below 120 because we're going down. Okay, 130, 120. So what is this about? It looks like it's almost midway between, because if I put a line right here, another imaginary line of longitude, that would be about 140. Or no, sorry, 110 degrees east. And it looks like Perth is almost smack dab in the middle of 120 and 110. So, with that being said, what line of longitude would you say it is on? Well, I would say if it's right in the middle between 120 and 110, it's 115 degrees east. Let me make that bigger so that looks right. Okay? So, your answer here would be 32 degrees south, 115 degrees east. That's for Perth. Okay? Now what I want you to do is I want you to do these others. Using what we just discussed. Okay? It's very similar to Battleship. You're just finding the coordinates. Okay? But you're going to have to do some estimating because none of these capitals are smack dab on any line. Okay, so any questions you have, let us know and we will help you. Okay? And you can make these different colors. I was just thinking maybe I should make that a brighter color so it's easier to see. I don't care what color you choose. I'll just make that red real quick so it's easy to see. Okay? So 32 degrees south, latitude always comes first, 115 degrees east, longitude always comes second, and that is for Perth. Now you guys do the rest. And in order to do the rest, if you don't like the way these look, take them off, and you can make a text box near it. I don't care how you do it, as long as you get the coordinates in there, okay? So if you wanted to type them in that way, that's fine. Whatever, just get the coordinates like I did here next to the capital, okay?